Hey folks, you know when you're expecting something to be terrible and you're pleasantly surprised? Well, I'm happy to report that this is one of those cases which we like, because normally it's the other way around. You're looking forward to something, it arrives and you're slightly disappointed. This is a guitar I've seen, or a brand I've seen on Amazon for a while now, and expected it to be really lower than low cheap quality, and it is a CNBlue. We've talked about disappointing brand names on this channel before, and I have to say I'm not really that enthused by CNBlue. However, I did Google it and saw that they're either Korean or Japanese or possibly Chinese. There's a band called CNBlue that seemed to be fairly popular. I'm not sure if they're K-pop or something like that, and I don't know if this has anything to do with that particular group, but this is CNBlue. And I have to say, as far as cheap knockoff $80 Strats, $90 Strats go, this is one of the best ones that I've received in a while. I think it's better than the Licks Pro one I got. I think it's better than the Glary one I got. I think it's even better than a couple of the Groats that I've had. I've done nothing to it. There's a very slight fret end sharpness, very slight up top. The neck feels really nice. Sort of a C neck, not too chunky, but not extremely narrow. What I like about this is, I know it's slightly out of tune. Tuning ratio is not great, but it holds. But the pickup selectors. That's position 4, 3. 2. And then 1 all the way down. I like it on either the neck pickup or the first 2. It's really nice. Really plain amp settings. I'm not doing any pedals or reverb or anything like that. Just to give you a more honest sound. There's straight down the middle. But what I like also is the frets are not noisy and gritty like a lot of times with cheap guitars. They've done a better job than most companies of this ilk in preparing the neck, I think. It's not dried out, it's not too gritty. The action could be adjusted a little bit, but it's damn near perfect. The pickups are nice and clean, nice clarity, and a nice distinction between the pickup settings. Sometimes with these cheap guitars, the pickup settings are very, very similar. You don't hear like a distinction between the 5 switch places. It's a traditional sunburst, black edges, sunburst or tobacco burst with a white pick guard. All the normal configurations, the 3 single coil, the 5-way switch. This time just 1 volume and 2 tones. Sometimes you get 4 knobs. And the jack plate mounted on the top, which I think is more traditional. A fairly typical bridge that can be set up with the springs to have a tremolo, although it's going to be a very limited one. Right now it's set up flush, so I'm just leaving it like that. Reasonable neck joint, nothing special about the plate or really any of the features of the guitar. It's pretty normal stuff. It says made in China on the back of the headstock, and these are very typical keys. I'd say the first thing that people are probably going to switch out on this are possibly the tuners and the string trees, which a lot of people do right away. I've seen quite a lot of videos where people don't even really test how good this end of the guitar is. They're in the habit of just switching it out to something that they trust. I can see a lot of people switching pickups and electronics on these, maybe getting a pre-wired Strat assembly and just dropping it in here. But I have to say, the fret work is pretty decent. I have to do a slight bit of beveling, but that's normal. But the neck feels really good. I can't say that about every Strat that I set up, cheap Strat that I set up. So I'm pleasantly surprised by this. The finish is clean. I'm not a sunburst person, but if you like this sort of traditional look, this is very nicely done. You know, it's sort of a 3-color sunburst going from black to red to amber yellow. Then you have the black and white beveled pickguard and white knobs or white pickup covers. The pickups sound pretty decent, I have to say. I think of all the really cheap sub 100 Strats, these might actually be the nicest sounding pickups that I've come across so far. And that's not what I expected. I expected this to be one of the worst. I don't know why. I just haven't heard any buzz on these. I haven't heard anyone talking about them. And even with companies like Glary, who I'm not a massive fan of, I haven't had great experience. I do actually see people, you know, saying good things about, you know, the Glary knockoff Strats and Tellys, but I don't see anything on these. I think I may have seen one other person review this guitar. I think it goes for around $99 and sometimes as low as $79 or somewhere around there. So I think it is normally under 100. It might fluctuate just over and just under. I'm not sure. I got it for somewhere around 85 or something like that. And yeah, I actually think this is one of the nicer sub 100 Strats that I've got in recent times. Yeah, the parts are really nice. It's good quality rosewood on the fretboard too. Maple neck. Yeah, I think this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So, and it comes with a gig bag, and I think some accessories as well, and not just a dust cover, an actual padded gig bag. So, you know, whoever CNBlue is, this is, you know, this is how to do things. You make a guitar with good parts. You put on a proper fretboard wood. You don't cheat there. And you ship it in a padded gig bag. I think that's minimal. That's what all these companies should be doing, but I don't see that happening. I see a lot of companies skimping in either of those two areas. And having reasonably good electronics on them so that a kid can learn on this and play this, not be forced to send it back or switch out the parts. Of course, there will be people that buy these and mod them as well. But as an entry-level guitar for a beginner, I wouldn't have any problem recommending this for a kid. I think this is a really good deal. All right, folks. See you on the next one. CNBlue.